Hi guys, Craig here from MobileTechTalk. I just wanted to give you a little bit of an intro into this video. So I went out and about just outside my house and walked around to see exactly what this replacement unit that Huawei had given me actually managed to deliver in terms of the 4K video recording. On screen as I was walking around, it seemed to be doing a better job of the electronic image stabilization, a better job of the dynamic range and less jelly effect. However, I've got back here and I've actually exported it and it's not much better at all. Focusing is really bad on 4K, to the point where you constantly have to manually focus in order to get anything usable. I think if you had it on a tripod and maybe you fixed the focus by tapping and holding, that might be okay. The jelly effect probably is a tiny bit better, but not much. And overall, colors are slightly better. But it's really not a big change at all. So I don't think it's a defective unit issue. I think it's a software issue, because the hardware should be certainly capable. So just a bit of an intro into this video. There is also a point where I mentioned that I'm going into 2x and 3x zoom. I was going to 3 and 5x, but that'll be annotated out. So yeah, enjoy the video and check out mobiletech.co.uk for the full review. Hello everybody, it's Craig from MobileTechTalk again, and we're on the Huawei Mate 20 Pro replacement device. So I'm going to give this another go with some 4K recording, put this up on the channel and on the website as well in the full review. That'll be up week commencing the 12th, I think. Yeah, so check that out on mobiletechtalk.co.uk. So we're just going to give it a little bit of a walk and go and have a look at some of these leaves and see if we can crop in with the 3x zoom and the hybrid zoom 5x as well. Maybe even go to 10x and see what that's like. So the reason why I'm doing this again is it's exactly the same firmware and patching version that I had on the previous device. But when I spoke to Huawei and showed them the video recording output that I took of the 4K, they gasped a little bit and wanted to kind of give me another unit to kind of see if the video recording capabilities on this replacement unit was better, because it's not what they expected at all. And I thought it was only pertinent for me to do that before I put the review up. If I have got a defective unit, I don't want to be putting a review up slating the camera's video performance. And just going to take a little snapshot while I talk. Slating the video performance if after all that there's nothing actually wrong with it. So we're just going to take a little walk down here, try not to get this guy in the camera, and see what it's like. I can actually see already that the jelly effects on the left and right hand side, so you can't see them, but it's like literally here, they're not as pronounced as they were. I don't seem to be focusing on anything but that. There we go. So they're not as pronounced as they were on the previous unit, which is good. They are still there. There is still some jelly effect around the left and right, but it's not quite as bad. Focusing at 4K still seems to be a bit of an issue. I'm having to manually focus. So let's focus on this path there, then back on the bin, then the path, then back on the bin. So manual focus is absolutely fine. See what a bit of movement. That was opportune. Thank you very much, Mr. Moped Man. So it is an improvement. The contrast is a little bit improved. The jelly effect is a little bit improved. I'll check the audio as well, but the audio was okay anyway. Stabilisation seems a little bit better, but not a lot better, if I'm honest. I can, as I'm going through these different types of lighting effects here, so a lot of bright light coming from over here, and then a lot of reflection from the paths coming up as well. So I'm starting to get more and more jelly effects on the left and the right here. I don't know whether you'll be able to see that on the export, but we'll see. So let's just take a little bit of a quicker walk, see how this works. I'm not stabilising this at all other than with my hand. I always walk around when I film holding this in one hand. I don't have a stabiliser, and I don't think that people should be putting up video reviews with stabilisers unless they point out that they are stabilising it, because a lot of people, actually that sky looks pretty good in this picture. A lot of people won't be using that for their day-to-day sort of video recording needs, so you really need to see how the electronic stabilisation or the software stabilisation that's in the device is actually performing. So let's see. Now, do you remember we walked past that bin? As soon as I've just tried to focus on that bin now, you see the difference in the colour tone of the grass. But anyway, so this is at 1x. There's 2x. You can just see the bin there. There's 3x, and there's that jelly effect. There's the bin. Is it going to focus? Just about. Should we see if we can go in any further? So that's 10x. Let's see how so that's 10x. Lots of grain and noise. Not awful though. And then if we crop out, that's our wide angle lens. So that actually is a really pretty shot. Yeah, it's definitely improved. If I had to give a mark to it, look at those clouds as well. Lots of definition in the differences in the colours. That's how it's looking on screen to me at the moment, at this wide angle. I would have said that the video performance on the Huawei was a 5 out of 10 on the Mate 20 Pro, based on the 4K recording I did, and that's already up on the channel. I would say based on this, we're probably looking around a 7 out of 10, and there are still some improvements they can make. So, nice bit of JJ Abrams lens flare there. There are some improvements they can make, so there's some tightening of the probably the bit rate in order to bring down the amount of effort and strain on the CPU to actually process this in real time on the screen. Again, we'll see what it looks like on the export. Maybe they can do something around that. The jelly effects on this particular lens, let's just spin right around. Yeah, on the wide angle lens, the jelly effect seems to be largely gone. Let's try that on the 1x, and it's there. There's like I don't know, about half a centimetre when I spin here of the jelly effects on the left and right. So maybe it's just something to do with the 40 megapixel sensor that they're using here. That's very interesting. If I go back to the wide angle, it's there, but it's not very perceivable. So, and I actually like this for shooting video. So this has just been a quick view of how this new device is stacked up at 4K recording.